Hey everybody, it's Keno Julius. So today's video is going to be really different. This is something a little bit close and personal, and I can't really wait to share this with you guys. So as you guys know, 2021 was a really big year for Asian representation on screen, especially in regards to the MCU. With movies like Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings, we have Eternals, and then Spider-Man No Way Home, which had Filipino representation specifically. The clip I'm about to show you guys is actually really cool because it's an interview that I did with Paulo. And for context, just to make sure everything makes sense, Paulo works at the Pioneer, which is the newspaper at Cal State East Bay, and he reached out to me. He was like, hey, I'm doing this article on Spider-Man No Way Home and Asian representation. Would you like to be interviewed? And I was like, of course, dude. That's like kind of my thing, right? Now I'm gonna let you guys know I was a little nervous going into this, so not all of my answers will be kind of straightforward, but I will elaborate towards the end and give you kind of like my other thoughts that I wasn't able to get out at first. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the clip.
Hello, my name is Paulo Acob, and I am the photo editor here at the Pioneer newspaper. And I'm here joined by Julius Cordero of Two Lie organization at City College, and also he is a content creator on both TikTok and YouTube. How you doing today?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm doing cool. You ready to get into these questions?
Yes,
For
as
sure.
soon
So
as possible.
today is the topic of Spider-Man No Way Home and the representation behind it. Now, first, before we begin, have you seen Spider-Man No Way Home? What did you think about it?
I've seen it about 3 times now. It is an amazing movie. Not to get too deep into it, but um, it was an amazing story of over 20 years worth of cinema of this celebration of this amazing character. Um, and seeing the journey that Tom Holland's Peter Parker goes through in this story is, I think it's every Spider-Man fan's dream of seeing on the big screen. And it was amazing.
Yeah, it was quite momentous. And spoiler for those, I mean, those that are watching. Of course, it was the culmination of not only just Tom Holland's, but also Toby and Andrews, which is really
Yes.
amazing. And speaking of Toby and Andrew, their entrance was quite monumental, considering that they were brought in by a most notorious POC character. It happened to be
Yes.
Ned that brought him in, and with
Mm-hmm.
Ned, they were at his grandmother's house. And you know, upon Andrew's entrance, meeting the Lola of Ned, the grandmother, what do you think? What kind of like impact do you think that this film has made for Asian representation and Filipinos all around?
Um, I honestly when okay, so just to give you some context, but when I first was in that theater, I was with another friend, and so we went a little earlier that day, so the theater wasn't completely full, but um, we were the only two like laughing during that scene because we were the only ones who really understood the situation what was going on. Everybody else was just kind of silent, or they were just trying to watch. I don't know, but seeing that on the screen, it made me feel really happy, because the at least within the MCU, we haven't really got any big representation, especially being Filipino. Um, and it was an amazing experience to see, because now it really opens the door for more, I would hope, Filipino and Filipino Americans to appear more in the MCU. And but yeah, it was just an amazing experience to see that on screen, and to really connect with it. I used to live with my Lola for about 8 years, before I moved in with my mom officially. And just her yelling about cleaning up the household was a little nostalgic, if anything. So yeah, I really did enjoy that though.
That's cool. And I'm glad that, you know, not only you, but your friend were able to connect as an audience to this specific scene. And it's interesting to note because in this scene in particular, there aren't any subtitles.
No,
Yeah.
and I think that was the best part.
It had other audience members guessing, but it also intrigued a lot of people that were curious about what the grandmothers had said.
Yes.
Cool. Now, going kind of like forward, even though this was a little bit more of a grounded take on Asian representation, considering it was like a grandmother at home and stuff, we did get a lot of Asian representation this year with the movie Shang-Chi. And also, I believe the character Cersei, played by Gemma Chan in The Eternals. So,
Yes.
what do you think the future is looking like in terms of diversity for the MCU?
I think it's looking really, really great. I mean, like you just said, 2021 was really a big year for Asian representation within the MCU. Because Shang-Chi being a blockbuster hit, it and the impact that it had on the Asian community was amazing to see. And yes, going back to the Eternals as well, you had Gemma Chan, you had Kumail Nanjiani, and you also had Don Lee. And seeing them be in such a impactful movie like the Eternals was really great. And yeah, and then moving forward, I think it'll only get better. We have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness coming up. Wong will finally be a bigger player. He's kind of just been lurking around the MCU, but um, and it's really fun to watch and to see and to finally have that representation that I can connect to. And yeah, I think moving forward though, the MCU will only get bigger and bigger, and it's only going to sort of branch off more into these diverse groups that I think more people, can connect to as a whole.
For sure. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Julius. That is all of the questions that I have for you today. Is
Of
there
course.
anything else that you would maybe like to say?
Um, Go watch all 23, 24 movies of the MCU, everybody. It's definitely worth the watch. It's only going to get bigger from now. And yeah, I hope you all have an amazing day.
Cool,
And
cool.
thank you so
Thank you.
much. So yeah, guys, that was the end of the clip. As you can see, I didn't get to say everything that I wanted to say off my mind. Keep in mind, it was also early in the morning, so I was still trying to collect all my thoughts. Asian representation is super important to me, especially because it gives us as an audience a chance to really connect to certain characters through their mannerisms, their traits, and overall the characters in general. And Marvel, I feel like, really nailed it throughout all of 2021. And in regards, especially when it came to that scene in Spider-Man No Way Home with the Lola, that felt very personal to me. Not obviously not in a bad way, but because I used to live with my Lola, like I said in the clip, and just it brought this sort of nostalgic feeling. I was like, wow, that was really cool to see on screen. One thing that's always stuck with me was that Stan Lee had said that the Marvel Universe was always a reflection outside of our window. So I can only hope from moving forward in the MCU is that they push forward for more of these POC and LGBTQ and other characters that need to be represented for all of us to feel that personal connection. And I feel like Marvel is doing a wonderful job at that so far. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's any Marvel character that you guys specifically connect to or share some sort of similarities in any way. I'd really like to hear that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.